Digestive system, you researched them, you wrote them all down, you've all got your list. Today, we're going to actually build them out of clay. So here's an example of what you're going to have at the end. I've got the digestive system from the pharynx, tongue, teeth, glands, down the stomach, liver, everything, all made out of clay. So I've got tons of different colored clays. You've already got your mannequins from before. We've already got our nervous system in there. We're going to build them out of clay. That's going to be step one. After you've built them, we're going to create these tiny little flags that are going to represent each of the enzymes. So on each flag, I've written each enzyme, and I'll give you the list of which ones I need. And it tells me it takes this macromolecule and turns it into this. You'll take these and stick them into your mannequin where you find that enzyme. All right, you guys got that?
Yeah.
All right, so first thing, we're going to go get our trays. We'll start building the skeletons. All right, let's get to it.
And we'll give a round of applause, Nancy. Best cuts. You've been heavy, a lot of awards. Excellent.
Our clays are built. I checked them. I gave the awards. I double checked the enzyme flags. Now, I'm going to give you guys these little handouts with the human body systems. You guys have used these before. This little empty body. You're going to draw your system on there. Make sure you get all the organs that you built. If you built it, I want it on here. Also, you're going to draw and label every organ. So I'm going to give you this onto you to your class website. It'll also be on the screen the entire time. I need everything that's labeled up here, label your drawing. You're also going to add the main function of each organ. So what's the main function of the liver? What's the main function of the stomach? It's okay if it's got like a ton of functions. The liver has a bazillion. Give me one or two. All right? Stomach one, you'll know which is the main one. Different ones like the small intestine and large. If you're not sure which one you got, like you got a huge list, and you're like, Mr. H, which is the main one? Let me know, I'll let you know. All right? Draw them on here, give me the functions. Lastly, we're going to add the enzymes. Give me the location of every enzyme, and again, what that enzyme does. It takes this macromolecule, it digests it into this macromolecule. You guys got it?
Yeah.
All right, you want to pass this out?
Sure.
Here you go. So, you should have drawn the basics of the digestive system. Wait, I need you to add the functions. So let's start with, for example, large intestine. Who knows what the function of the large intestine is? The main function.
To break down food.
Not to break down, that's
Absorb.
huh?
Absorb water.
Absorb water, excellent. So now you can do it in a list format, or you can do it just like this. Let's see, absorb water, attach it to it, or if you want to, you can go out to the side and have like your list of stuff over here. Large, intestine, and, oh sorry, absorb water. That is the main function. It can be as simple as that. You can have a whole list of all of them. So I need the functions for all of these, but I also need you guys to add the enzymes. So we've got the flags that we stuck into those clay mannequins, guys, right? I need you to add that same info here. So here, I'm going to give you an example. In the mouth, we have our salivary glands, right? That means there we also have our salivary amylase. That's one enzyme. That's the location. Little arrow. Also, tell me what salivary amylase does. You can either write it here, or you can start a separate little, you can write it there, or you can start a separate little section off to the side, just like you did with the intestine. Salivary amylase. It can be as simple as just writing it turns starch. There you go. Arrow into maltose. The exact same info that I want you guys to have on the flags, put them on here too. So you put that info here or off to the side like that. But make sure you get all the main functions of all these organs and also all the enzymes. I want that list of 9 enzymes that I gave you. Make them all on here. Give me the location and what they do. Because you're going to be taking that info and you're going to use that info on the little mini quiz that I give you guys. Remember I told you guys about you can take a bite of a cheeseburger and break down step by step what enzyme breaks down what part of that cheeseburger as it goes through your digestive system. From mouth all the way down to large intestine. You don't got to tell me about what the rectum does, I know. I don't want to get, you don't get descriptive there.
What happens there?
I'll go over it next time.
whole planet. Humans eat on average between 1 and 2.7 kilograms of food a day.
Alright guys, this will help you out.
65 kilograms a year per person, and more than 28,800 kilograms over the course of a lifetime. And every last scrap makes its way through the digestive system. Comprised of 10 organs covering 9 meters and containing
Keep track of what goes
cell types.
in order
This is one of the most diverse
when you eat something. You're gonna need to know this.
in the human body. Its parts continuously work in unison to fulfill a singular task, transforming the raw materials of your food into the nutrients and energy that keep you alive. Spanning the entire length of your torso, the digestive system has 4 main components. First, there's the gastrointestinal tract, a twisting channel that transports your food and has an internal surface area of between.
That's the parts that your food actually goes through.
Enough to cover half a badminton court. Second, there's the pancreas, gallbladder, and liver, a trio of organs that break down food using an array of special juices. Third, the body's enzymes, hormones, nerves, and blood all work together to break down food, modulate the digestive process, and deliver its final products. Finally, there's the mesentery, a large stretch of tissue that supports and positions all your digestive organs in the abdomen, enabling them to do their jobs. The digestive process begins before food even hits your tongue. Anticipating a tasty morsel, glands in your mouth start to pump out saliva. We produce about 1.5 liters of this liquid each day. Once inside your mouth, chewing combines with the sloshing saliva to turn food into a moist lump called the bolus. Enzymes present in the saliva break down any starch.
That would be
Then
salivary
the food
amylase
finds
right
itself
there.
at the rim of a 25-centimeter long tube called the esophagus, down which it must plunge to reach the stomach. Nerves in the surrounding esophageal tissue sense the bolus's presence and trigger peristalsis, a series of defined muscular contractions. That propels the food into the stomach.
That's also
where
why
it's
you're able
left
to
at
swallow
the
even if you're
mercy of
upside
the
down.
muscular
It'll go up in your
stomach
stomach.
walls, which pound the bolus, breaking it into chunks. Hormones secreted by cells in the lining trigger the release of acids and enzyme-rich juices from the stomach wall that start to dissolve the food and break down its proteins. These hormones also alert the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder to produce digestive juices and transfer bile, a yellowish-green liquid that digests fat, in preparation for the next stage. After 3 hours inside the stomach, the once shapely bolus is now a frothy liquid called chyme, and it's ready to move into the small intestine. The liver sends bile to the gallbladder, which secretes it into the first portion of the small intestine, called the duodenum.
Alright, I'm gonna stop it there for a second, guys, because you've got enzymes you already know that are made in the liver, gallbladder, and even in the pancreas, but the food doesn't travel through there. They dump all of their stuff into the duodenum, or duodenum, if you know both ways it's pronounced. So, when I give you the test, guys, you're gonna tell me that enzyme happens in the small intestine. The small intestine, the first part of it is the duodenum. So if it happens in the duodenum, you're considering it happening in the small intestine. Because I'm gonna break it down into just 3 sections. Mouth, stomach, small intestine. All of these things, you're putting them under small intestine. Right? If it's pancreas, small intestine. If it's liver enzymes, bile, gallbladder, small intestine is where it actually interacts with the food. That's where it breaks down the food.
Here, it dissolves the fats floating in the slurry of chyme so they can be easily digested by the pancreatic and intestinal juices that have leached onto the scene. These enzyme-rich juices break the fat molecules down into fatty acids and glycerol for easier absorption into the body. The enzymes also carry out the final deconstruction of proteins into amino acids and carbohydrates into glucose. This happens in the small intestine's lower regions, the jejunum and ileum, which are coated in millions of tiny projections called villi. These create a huge surface area to maximize molecule absorption and transference into the bloodstream. The blood takes them on the final leg of their journey to feed the body's organs and tissues. But it's not over quite yet. Leftover fiber, water, and dead cells sloughed off during digestion make it into the large intestine, also known as the colon. The body drains out most of the remaining fluid through the intestinal wall, What's left is a soft mass called stool. The colon squeezes this byproduct into a pouch called the rectum, where nerves sense it expanding and tell the body when it's time to expel the waste. The byproducts of digestion exit through the anus, and the food's long journey, typically lasting between 30 and 40 hours, is finally complete. 10Ed is a nonprofit. If you value